What's going on, you guys? My name is Zach Hartley and welcome back to another weekly watch list video. In this series, I try to share with you the stocks that are at the top of my watch list going into the week ahead, as well as how I feel about the market conditions. Now, I know I just missed 2 weekends in a row and I was out in British Columbia catching salmon on a fishing trip with my dad. We were out enjoying the last of the summer. However, that is over. Kids are back in school, people are back to work, and it's time to get back to business. So I will have one of these videos out every single weekend. And if you get any value out of these videos, remember to click that like and subscribe button. Let's jump right into the markets. Okay, so this is what the NASDAQ looks like this week, and the NASDAQ is a great representation of largely the technology industry. And as you can see, on Thursday of last week, we actually hit an all-time high at 15,380 points. Very, very nice to see. And on Friday, it was a green day. We closed out very strong, probably within a couple points of that all-time high. So the NASDAQ looks absolutely phenomenal. The S&P looks almost identical to it. Another all-time high on Thursday and a green day on Friday. So very nice way to finish off the week. And the Dow Jones is doing very, very well. We set an all-time high probably 3 weeks ago here, and we're within 1 or 2% of that all-time high. So our indices, the kind of broad market index and the representation of how the entire market is doing, all of them look very, very strong. So that's very nice to see. Now, Bitcoin has also had a beautiful recovery here. You can see my analysis back in April and May. We came all the way down to 30,000 and we actually tested 30,000 several times before having a massive rebound off of 30,000, breaking through our previous highs at 40,000, and we are now sitting at $50,000. We have also crossed above our 200-day moving average, and in a week or so, our short-term moving average, our 50-day moving average, could very easily cross above our 200-day moving average, and that would be a very bullish sign. So lots going on with Bitcoin. I do think we could have some resistance around 60,000. You can see it acted as some resistance back here in sort of the middle of May. So that's sort of the next level that I'm looking for on the way up. And as of right now, it's looking fairly bullish, which is really nice to see. Now, when you look at COVID numbers, this isn't looking so bullish because it's just a bad thing for the economy. And the numbers are going up. They're not quite as bad as the all-time highs back in sort of January, right around the holiday season. But as of right now, the numbers went up basically going into the end of this summer, and it doesn't look like they're starting to come down yet. But we will have to kind of see how this next week goes. That'll be sort of the turning point. It looks like we've sort of had 2 or 3 weeks where it's remained almost flat, but it's tough to say right now. It's not looking great, and this Delta variant is really having a pretty big impact. Now, when we look at earnings coming up this week, there's not a whole lot of big names, but there is some exciting names. And so, for instance, you've got GameStop on Wednesday after the close. You also have Lululemon after the close and Restoration Hardware. Most of the other companies on here, I don't really follow too much. However, there was one company that got raised in my Discord chat, which was actually really, really exciting, and it piqued my interest, and it's this company right here. I don't know how to say the name, LICY, however you want to call it, but it is a lithium-ion battery recycling company, and they've got some unique technology, and it looks like they can take used batteries, take the raw ingredients out, and then resell them back into the battery supply chain. So I'm going to do some digging on this company because I think it's just a massive opportunity, and I'm going to try and make a video about it. But what I want to start with this week is the stock chart for this company, just so that you can be aware of it. Now, obviously, they just started trading, so you can't do a whole lot of technical analysis on it, at least on the Questrade platform. So unfortunately, like you probably have some support right here around $7.69, maybe $8 right here. I think there's probably a level of support, maybe a level of resistance at $9.50, $9.25 here. But as of right now, it's tough to do a whole lot of analysis on this chart. But I do think there's just a massive, massive opportunity in lithium-ion battery recycling. So I'm going to be doing some research on this company this week. And if you do any research, I'd love for you to share it with me. Let me know what you think of it. Send me an email, join the Discord, whatever you want to do. Lots of different options, but this one is on my radar this week, not necessarily for a buying opportunity, but to do my research and due diligence. One company I am looking at for a buying opportunity, though, is Square. So this one is really, really interesting because, as you can see, we have major support here right around 190 to 200. We've almost quadruple bottomed right here on this 200. 1, 2, 3, 4 over the last sort of year. And then if you look at the 300 level, maybe 280 to 300 level, you can see we got rejected once here in February, rejected again in April, and rejected again right at the beginning of August here. But we do have a fairly strong bullish trend line right here that is pushing the stock up. And if we see a breakout above this sort of 280, 290 level, that would be a very bullish sign. That would be a very nice sign. And Square holds a lot of Bitcoin, so if Bitcoin continues to go up, that could also be a catalyst for the company. So really, really nice. I do think there's an opportunity with Square, but we missed the opportunity. If you know anything about Square, it was trading at like $20, $30, $40 during the pandemic, and now it's trading at almost $300. So we definitely missed the boat there, but there is still opportunities ahead. Now, the next company I want to point out to you is Zen Graphene. This is a company that I pointed out several months ago, and then they kind of fell back down by about 30-40% here. However, I am still super bullish on graphene. I do think it's going to take some time for graphene to get adopted. Graphene, if you're not aware, is basically this miracle material that has super unique properties, and it can be very, very useful in a variety of different ways. And so Zen Graphene is focused on the variety of different ways, and they're developing intellectual property and processes and technologies to use graphene for new industries and new applications. And it's just amazing what these guys are doing. It's amazing what graphene can do, and I think the stock price is really starting to appreciate that. You see, we had this big run up to like 377, and now we are approaching that exact same level again here. So I'm watching Zen Graphene very, very closely. This could be a breakout stock. I think it's still very early in the graphene life cycle and adoption cycle. So I think Zen Graphene is very well positioned, and I like the business model there. I've also interviewed the CEO, so if you want to see that, definitely check out my channel. Now the next company I want to point out to you is CoinBase. I do have a position in CoinBase right now. I like the company, and as you saw, Bitcoin is going back up. Most cryptos are going back. Most large cryptos are going back up right now, and so it's not a bad time to be in the crypto space. The miners have actually done extremely well. Hut 8, I went and basically toured their facility, made a video about it, shared it here. Stock's up like 300% since then. So definitely don't sleep on the crypto space, and one of the stocks that I'm holding right now is CoinBase. I like the company, I like the platform, I like what they're doing, and they basically help people get into the market of cryptocurrency, and I think that's definitely valuable in this market. Now, if you're interested in seeing my trades, when I buy, when I sell, and what I am looking at, and all of my technical analysis on a daily basis, then definitely check out my Discord chat. That's where I share absolutely everything, and it's only $5 per month. So you can join in, you get all of my analysis, all my feedback, and there's a specific thread in there where you can ask me anything you want, and I try to answer those questions within 24 to 48 hours at the absolute latest. So definitely check that out. The link is in the description down below. Now, the next trade that I'm also looking at is CloudMD. This is basically a healthcare company that saw a ton of attention and a massive run up during COVID. As you can see, they got to a high of 343. They're now trading at like $1.79, almost 50% of the high. So they've definitely come down, but they've established some major support right here around $1.75. They bounced off $1.75 once, twice, 3 times right now. So what I am watching for is a bounce off $1.75. I'll put a stop loss right below that. If it comes back down and it falls to $1.70, get out quickly. But if it bounces off $1.75, you got a nice easy swing trade. And if we break through this trend line right here and we establish a new trend, you'll get in with a fantastic entry. All right, next company I really like is Uber. Now, I traded this company like 6 to 8 months ago right here on this gap up. I was actually holding options, and I did extremely well on it. I was super happy with Uber, and I didn't really do much with it because, as you can see, it was really, really choppy, and it was choppy within like 3 to 5 day periods, which was a little short for my swing trading. So I didn't do much with Uber over the last little while. However, as you can see, we got to a high of $64, and we're now trading at $40, which means it's fallen by over 30%. That's a dramatic fall off, and all of our indicators are basically showing us bear signs right now. However, what I am watching for is this 38 level. I am watching to see, to find out, to wait and be patient if $38 level holds as support. Are people willing to buy Uber at $38? Because if they are, and people are continuously stepping in at $38, that means that there's a major level of support there, and that could be a perfect entry for Uber, especially if COVID numbers go down and the holiday season picks up and travel kind of basically pulls through going into Thanksgiving and the Christmas season. I could see Uber doing pretty well. However, that's an if. That is an if statement. If COVID continues to get worse and travel declines, I think Uber is going to struggle and it would fall through $38. So I'm being very, very patient on this one, and I put a stop loss right around $38. Next company that I'm looking at right now is Pinterest, ticker symbol PINS, and I really like this company. I think they're a great company. They're very, very influential when it comes to shopping decisions, and I think they're getting better at monetizing. However, like I said, like some of the other companies, this stock is down pretty big as well. Highs of $89, currently trading at $57, and again, pretty major level of support, right around $55 to $57. Bounced off in November, bounced off in May, and we're currently trading on that exact same level. So if you want to trade this one, again, stop loss maybe around $51, $52, looking for that bounce above, but we'll have to be patient on this one and see what happens. The indicators look pretty decent. We have a crossover of the MACD and we're exiting the RSI zone. Both of those would be buying indications. The only thing that I don't like is we don't have any type of increased volume or accelerated volume here. So what I want to see is the price coming or hovering down to that 55, 54 level. And I want to see people coming in and buying that up and then sending the price higher. So we got to be patient on this one. This one probably isn't going to give us an indication on Monday, Tuesday, but towards the end of the week, if Pinterest starts to see good strength and a bounce off 55, that could be a really nice entry. Now, the next company I want to talk about here is GameOn Entertainment. This is actually a really cool company, fantastic business model. I've talked to the CEO, and it was actually a VST or Victory Square Technologies portfolio company that they basically took public. And I haven't talked much about it. I do have a fairly large position in the company. It's kind of fallen since the IPO. But what I want to talk about here is this is really interesting. As you can see, the last 3 days of last week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all green days, all massive changes to the like 6 weeks we had before that. We also have dramatically higher volume. We have a breakout of the MACD, and our RSI has quite literally skipped from oversold to overbought, and it's definitely a good sign. This is very, very nice to see because I don't know who it is, but somebody is buying up GameOn shares like crazy right now and over the last 3 days. And I think there could be a massive opportunity on this one. So I am watching this one very closely. I like the business model. I like the management. And I think they have a great platform. And I think there's just a big opportunity here. Now, the last company that I want to talk about is probably my favorite company and the one that I am most long-term optimistic about. So I don't necessarily look at this one as a short-term trade. I'm looking at Coursera as sort of a long-term investment because I've done some research on the company. I just went through their investor deck and their most recent financials, and the company is growing extremely fast. And what they focus on is online education, and they basically go out and partner with institutions and universities and professors and get them to put their course online and then host it on Coursera and distribute that to the world. And I think that that industry and that model and the ability to get higher education online, I do not think that is going away anytime soon. I think it's going to rapidly accelerate over the next 5 to 10 years. And I think Coursera is the most well-positioned company, and they just happen to be public. So I just think there is a massive opportunity. I'm using Skillshare for all of my coursework and content, and it is like the greatest thing that I have ever seen in my life. I can't use Coursera because I'm not at university, but I just think this entire industry is going to blossom and explode over the next 5 to 10 years. So I've been doing some due diligence on Coursera lately. I like the stock price right now, down from the highs. It's down by about 25 to 30% right now. I think there's a good opportunity here. We just crossed over both of our moving averages, and I really, really like the industry, so I'm evaluating Coursera for a long-term trade. If you want to see when I get in and when I get out, you can definitely check out the Discord chat and sign up. I will give you all the updates there. But in summary, for this video, the summer is over. It's back to business. We should see volume increase. We should see traders back at their desks. We should see more business transactions happening because people are no longer on vacation. So I think we're going to see increased activity going into the next sort of 1 to 2 months because we're back to business. The indices are looking strong. And if you have any losses right now, if you have any long-term positions that aren't doing so well for you, you have the opportunity to go through tax loss harvesting towards the end of the year. That's where you lock in the losses on that trade and you use it against your taxes. But when you do that, you should likely buy a separate company in the same industry or a comparable company. If you want to learn more about that, definitely check out my videos on my channel or just search it up. But if you want to learn more about trading in general, then you should definitely check out my stock market fundamentals course because it is completely free and it is hosted on Skillshare. There's over 10 hours of free content that you can go through when you use the link in the description to this video. When you use that link, you'll get 2 weeks of free access to the entire Skillshare platform where you can take my course. It has over 7,000 students that have already gone through the course. There's over 300 reviews for you to take a read through, and there's over 1 million minutes of watch time on that course. So definitely check it out, completely free when you use that link, and I promise you it'll be the best free resource that you can find online all I want to do is share it with you. The link is in the description down below. Now, if you're interested in watching a video like this every single week, remember to click that like and subscribe button, hit that notification bell, because my goal here is to share my analysis and share my consensus about the market with you every single week, so that you just have another viewpoint for you to analyze. You can make your own judgments, make your own trades, but here, at least you have a couple of ideas. So if you get any value out of that, remember to show some love, and I will see you guys in the next video. Good luck trading, good luck investing, and we'll talk to you soon.